What's up, everybody? Today we're here to talk about the DC universe. I don't even know if there is such thing as a DC universe, and unfortunately the reason is because we don't have one person overseeing this universe here on the DC side of the things. You know, it's not like the Marvel. If you look at the Marvel universe, you have Kevin Feige, which is the guy producing the whole thing. And not only that, he proved to be a fan of the characters, and that's why he was able to create such a universe that felt organic, meaning that all the characters would appear in other films. They really felt like they're a part of the same universe. And not only that, they also now introduced the multiverse storyline, which is also over DC. And the Flash movie, that is a story about multiverse, was announced a long time ago. I don't even know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I don't know, forever. And guess what happened? Marvel did it first, because the Warner Brothers is just a mess. They don't seem to know how to figure things out when it comes to that. And it's just baffling to me that they don't seem to hear the fans or care about the fans, because the latest reports are saying that the Flash film will delete the Snyderverse completely and will basically get the female versions of these iconic characters to be the leading, or to just be the DCEU going forward. What I'm talking about here is that they will introduce Supergirl and forget about Superman, and they were going to use Batgirl, Batwoman, I don't even know the difference, instead of Batman. And what is I don't even know what to say, you know, because to me it's just common sense that these characters were based on the original characters. And if you want to delete the iconic characters, you know, not honor what came before and introduce new characters, I think we already have plenty of films that failed, that decided to go that route. But to me, it's like Warner Brothers, they don't like money, or they just really want to piss off the fans, because these reports are, to me, ridiculous. And not only that, guys, it's very close to be true. You know, I had doubts, but now I just don't. Ezra Miller talked about these reports, and basically what he said, I will show you the tweet and what he said. In my opinion, what he's saying here, it's not denying or confirming, but he's basically just trying to do damage control. You know, he wants people to watch his film, and he doesn't want a bunch of people boycotting the film and things like that, especially Snyder fans, because we all know that Snyder fans are very passionate, because obviously the Snyder fans were the one that got the universe, the movie made, you know. So let's talk about the whole thing. So the first reports are saying that the Flash film will delete the Snyder Cut. And how would they do that? Well, the Flash film is supposed to be a Flashpoint storyline. And if you're familiar with the comic book, the Flashpoint storyline is a very important story in which Barry Allen goes back in time to save his mom when he figures out he can time travel. By doing so, when he goes back to the future, let's put it that way, everything is sort of upside down. The world doesn't have Superman, and later in the story we find out that Superman was captured as a baby, and he has been living under the government for many years, and he doesn't have his powers because they figured out that his power came from the sun. So it's a whole storyline. So there was no Superman. It's just, there's so many things, everything is upside down. So it's okay that they want to do the Flashpoint storyline. I don't think it's okay that they want to do on the first Flash film, because first we should have an introduction to Flash, but obviously we saw that in the Snyderverse. But anyways, they're doing the Flashpoint storyline, which opens the multiverse. It opens the possibilities to a lot of other stories and things like that. But the problem here is that the reports are saying that basically what they're going to do is continue the universe with Supergirl and Batgirl, Batwoman, whatever. And this is just a bad idea. You know, you shouldn't erase iconic characters. I mean, think about erasing Wonder Woman. Why is it that people care more about Wonder Woman than the other Amazons, even though she's not the only one? It's because she's the original one. She's the iconic one. It's the same with Superman. For Christ's sake, he's sort of like the first superhero ever, the most iconic one. You know, he's been there for like forever. And Batman, there's not even need to mention here. You can't erase those characters. And not only that, you cannot just create a universe in which these characters don't exist. I'm not interested. I'm a huge fan of DC, but I'm seriously not interested in seeing Supergirl and Batgirl, leading the DC universe. These characters should be part of the same universe, and you should have Superman and Batman there. It just doesn't make any sense to me that they want to do stuff like this. And if I haven't seen this mistake done so many times, I would even have an open mind, but I'm just done with open mind because I know exactly what they're doing here. What they're doing here is just erasing iconic heroes because they're male heroes, perhaps. I don't know what's the problem. And they have the perfect Superman that wants to play Superman, that loves the role. The guy's sort of a nerd. He's perfect for the role, and they don't want to do anything with the character. Mostly because he's connected to Snyder. I just think this is ridiculous, and it's really sad for the DC fans, because these companies, they should be thinking about creating movies that the fans will love and cherish. Because if the fans love and cherish something, they'll spend money on it. It's a win-win situation. But no, they want to piss off people by creating stories in which, the iconic heroes are no more, because, people have been begging to see Superman, Henry Cavill back, but they just don't seem to figure things out. And I'm not only saying here that I'm 100% behind all Zack Snyder's ideas, because I'm not. There are certain things he did that I just didn't agree, but I cannot deny that the Snyder Cut was an excellent film. It's a masterpiece, one of the best films of 2021, in my opinion. It was something that it was a win for the fans, and not only that, it proved that if you gave him the freedom to do what he wanted, he delivered. The film was fantastic. The visual effects were great. There's just so many good things about that film. The multiverse is opens the possibility to all universes to coexist, right? But what they're doing here, in my opinion, it's basically just saying, we're not deleting the Snyderverse. Don't worry. We're just putting it to the side because we're going to deal with Supergirl and Batgirl now. Whatever, man. It's just like the original Justice League hasn't done enough for you to retire them and create and just start new characters. At the same way, I know that this could correct some other mistakes, let's put it that way, but you should bring those characters back. Like, I'm not interested in seeing these new characters if we're not done with the original Justice League yet. That's my point here. We're not done. Anyways, so the reports were out, people were freaking out, and then, of course, Ezra Miller said something about it. Why? In my opinion, what he said here is just damage control. He's not confirming nor denying. What he's doing here, he knows he's smart. He knows that the Snyder Cut fans are very passionate, and they don't want people start a movement to boycott everything. So he just said something to have people understand, don't worry about it. The Snyderverse was not going to be deleted. So this is what he said. Boom. Have a look. Fans are going crazy and thinking the movie's erasing Zack's movies. They don't see the potential this movie will bring. So he's talking about the multiverse, which we all know the possibilities. Fine. It's okay if you want to open the multiverse, but you shouldn't put the other characters to the side. And so far, we know there's no other films involving Henry Cavill, which is the original Superman. So what is the potential going forward here? What is the story? They want to do Supergirl. They don't want to do Superman. And we knew this a long time ago. Warner Brothers is a mess, and I'm just so over this stuff. And then he continues, no power of force in any megaverse would or could ever erase Zack Snyder's mighty works. I don't know what this Z means. You can take that coat, take that to the bank, to the press, to the school, to the military, and the pillar of capitalism. I'm forgetting because of that thing where if you try to think of a group of things, you always forget one of them. So basically what he's saying here. He's not denying or confirming. He's saying that it's not going to be deleted. So the word is not deleted. The word is just put to the side, because, you know, as far as we know, Henry Cavill is not going to be in this film. We know that Ben Affleck and original Michael Keaton Batman will be in the film, right? So I don't know. I honestly don't know what to think. Like I said, if this mistake hasn't happened before, I would probably say, keep an open mind. But I'm just very concerned that these companies don't seem to understand what the fans want. It's not, and you know what really annoys me is that they get these female characters to do this type of stuff, and then people hate on it, and they're gonna say it's because they're female, they're women. It's not because of that. It's because they're deliberately pissing off the fans by erasing original characters, and you shouldn't ever do that. I'm sorry, but the guy who first wrote Superman, not Supergirl. You know, you have to deal with it. And Supergirl is basically a copy-paste of the original Superman, which is fine. But she is his cousin. She is not the original Superman, you know, and she should not take the spotlight over him, because we're not done with him yet, you know. In fact, she should be introduced with Superman. That would be a story I would like to see. And I think that's how it is introduced in the comics. That's how it's supposed to be. But no. Even though Ghostbusters 2016 was a mess, even though what they did to Luke Skywalker and Star Wars, all these other films, they mean nothing. Because here, it seemed like they're going to the same direction, in which they're putting to the side all the original characters in order to, you know, the whole Supergirl and Batwoman. And then if it fails, it's because the whole story, the fans are a bunch of misogynist and things like that, when in fact what people want is just good stories and good films, and they don't want to have their heroes disrespected, you know. They've been pissing on Superman for a very long time, you know, and a lot of people say there is a lot of trouble between Henry Cavill and the studios. Whatever it is, the guy was perfect for the role, and they should look towards what fandom wants and what would be good for the fans, because if the fans are happy, the money will come in, you know, people will show up to these films. But right now, I'm gonna say that the Flash film is looking very, very, very not so good. That's what I don't even know what to say. Like, this kind of stuff, I just really hope that they're not bringing the original Batman to just have a quick cameo or do something stupid. I just have no hopes for the DC universe, you know. Obviously, it's way too soon to talk about that, but the fact that Ezra Miller said something about the rumors, it means that the rumors are true. It means that they are going with the Supergirl and Batgirl. And what is the explanation for Superman? I don't know. And I just think that's really sad, and it's a huge loss, and it's just... whatever, guys. But anyways, that's the new. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.